All right. All right. So I'm here with the bronze baby, and we're talking about the whole concept of strategic partnership, right? So why don't you, and I, obviously anybody can jump on. I can see Issa's coming on. So why don't you start with any questions you have, and we'll flesh the thing out, try to do it in maybe 20 or 30 minutes.
All right. So the question came up just because I have a neighbor. He's a gym owner, and I've been talking to him on and off about opportunity to work, not in person, just sending messages. And he's on vacation right now, but he came back the last message and said, hey, I want to try your products, but I want to make sure that he understands what's in it for him. Mm-hmm. It's not just about a product, it's way more. So I'm wondering how I should, what the best way is to tell him and communicate that.
Okay, so for starters, this is more advanced than I expected us to do, because he knows about the products and he's going to try them. So We'll talk about this one, and it'll dovetail back into what you would do even in the prospecting, but you've already done the hardest part. And he already wants to try the product, which is huge. All right. So it's more than about talking to him about how it might look. Right. So, and don't hesitate in this, even though we're going to talk about it from a strategic partnership perspective. He may just want to do something in the gym. So don't miss the opportunity to talk about it purely about how it might work in the gym for him, regardless of you, right? But you can bring in at any point the idea of a strategic partnership, all right? So we'll talk about it broadly, and it will relate back to this as well, okay? So first, think about, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing that's unique, that makes it smart for him to be a strategic partner with you?
A whole community and so much experience.
What do you mean a whole community?
You guys.
Okay, so that as it relates to his gym, right? Because right now, right, when you look at it from a strategic partnership perspective, the whole mentality is a mutually beneficial relationship that helps the other person do better in what they're doing, increase their income, increase their avenues, increase their reach, etc. So us, right, me and the rest of the MLT, our community contribution is irrelevant at this point, but you're on the right track. So what else do you bring community related?
Well, expertise.
Think about it. We're going to come to the expertise, but stay in the community thing for. I mean, I can give you this, but I want to see. See what you think.
Community.
How can you, right? How does his connection to you benefit his business? That's what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't have anything with community, but with that, he has clientele that's interested in all the health, the fitness, and all of that. So if he joins the business side of it with me, joins forces, then I can provide an extra revenue stream for him, because right now he doesn't have, he probably, I don't know that, I have to ask that, but he probably doesn't have just, one provider where he sends people if they ask him something, or he has something specifically for fitness people, but what about if they have an injury or whatever else? Okay,
so yes, the revenue stream part is obviously a part of the discussion, because there's multiple components to that, right? He may already have supplements in his place, or performance products in his place, or shakes, or whatever, or he may not, right? And however, what he has access to here is he has access to products that can serve his clientele that he doesn't have to stock. There are some owners who don't want to stock product. Retail is a hassle, right? There's a lot of product walks out the door. They have inventory carrying costs. They got to train someone how to deal with it. There's a whole lot of different things, right? And so you're providing an avenue for that. If he wants to have product in there, he can do that too, right? You can show him how to do that. But yes, the additional revenue stream is important, but also the revenue stream without the hassle. Right? That without the hassle of having to carry stuff, the revenue stream with also being associated with product of extremely high quality that you can trust. That's a whole nother aspect to it. And then what the other part that serves is if he is not currently, and this is true for anybody, any strategic partnership, if he's not currently carrying products, he is allowing money to walk out the door. Right? Because, and we got Kevin Myles on here too. So Kevin may have questions as well or contributions as well. And Kevin, you're muted, but you can unmute if you want to, right? Okay. So any service provider, especially in the wellness field, if they are not providing access to nutrition, right? They have opportunity costs walking out the door every day. That's one thing. Right? Because their clients, well, over 50% of the population is supplementing right now. That's just supplementing. That has nothing to do with energy drinks or protein shakes, right? That are stuff that people are doing. That's just supplementing. So that means half your clientele at minimum, people in gym tend to be more. So it's probably a higher percentage. And so you're not capturing any of that potential income, A. B, if those people are using poor products, it's going to reflect in their performance and they're not going to get as good a results in the gym. And they may associate that with exercise and think, what's the point of going to a gym? The next part of that is, what is the dropout rate in a gym? It's pretty darn high. But if you have access to a product structure that allows you to capture that customer, whether they're coming in the gym or not, you can then build a revenue stream even with the people who are not coming back. And when they decide to come back to a gym, which maybe they will because they're feeling better anyway, they're likely to come back to you. And so you've now created that piece. Does that make sense? Another piece to the revenue stream is the cross-marketing. And so let's say it's Mary is going to your friend's gym and then starts getting biobasics because she learns that baseline nutrition helps your fitness as much or more than anything else you can do, right? Because your body's working right? And so now she's got this sitting on her counter and her friend Betty comes in and says, what the heck is that stuff? And she says, it's this stuff I'm getting from the people at my gym that's really helping me. And then her next question could be, what gym do you go to? So now you have cross-marketing for the gym as a result of the products being attached to the gym. All of those things touch. So everything is actually about the revenue stream because that's what the gym owner cares about. Yeah. Right? They care about the numbers. The thing I was alluding to earlier, and this is I'll just say it like it is. You got to have a little balls to say it, which clearly you do, is that you can say, I'm going to work with a gym in this area. I'm going to work with a massage therapist in this area. I'm going to work with a chiropractor in this area. I'm going to work with a whatever in this area. And this person, as my network grows locally, because I am constantly networking with people who are interested in wellness and health, whoever I work with is going to get the benefit of my referrals too. That is not a little nut to lay out there. But you gotta use a little stones to do it, right? Because what you're saying is, hey, I'm here for good. I'm going to become well known here, and you can benefit from that. Or your competitors can benefit from that. You don't need to say that when you say, I'm looking for one gym to work with, right? Don't bring in the idea that he could sponsor gyms. Don't bring in the idea that the massage therapist can sponsor massage therapists. Now you confusing the issue. You can bring that stuff to the table much later, right? When they already start to have success, say, would you like to really multiply this?
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes, that's awesome.
Kevin, Myles, you got anything to contribute?
And everything you said is perfectly great. And I've gotten a few strategic partnerships that I'm setting up. And the only issues that I've had is navigating through, in the fitness industry, unfortunately, a lot of people think they already know everything. So you have that first line of people that want to have some either product in-house or whatever. And then there's the ones that they have something set up locally with maybe the local Max Muscle or something, where if they send their clients there, they get discounts, or they have like what's called a brand ambassadorship, where they'll get their personal code for a major supplement company. And by sharing that code, people that order from that website, they get like a 10% or something like that, which really is minimal compared to what's possible for them. But because they think, oh, it's like a little ego boost. Oh, Muscle Tech, I'm a brand ambassador for them. They advertise that and they think it's a good thing. So sometimes the obstacle is convincing them that this is a better opportunity for them from a business standpoint, and also from a product standpoint, because there's an education part of it that's involved with teaching them that this is something beyond what's normally on the shelves or what they've seen or what they're used to. And there's some resistance to that at times. So that you have to kind of navigate through that in terms of the fitness industry professionals that they think they are already at a position where they just don't need this, or they don't really understand how much it can help them.
Mm-hmm. So that's great insight. So the mind space that you get in for this particular aspect, right, is it's just the process. You look at it the same way. It's the process, right? It's like I might have to talk to 10 fitness club owners to get 2 who are open to talking to me, right? I mean, that's because you are going to, it's like anything else. It's like you get someone who knows a little bit about health and nutrition who's not in the gym industry. And if they're already using products, you realize that when you tell them these are better, you're making them wrong, right? So it's the same issue, right? It's normal. We'll use it normal sales issues, right? Of having competition in the market. So you just look at it from the perspective of the process. What they don't get anywhere else is you. That's what they don't get anywhere else. And that is why I talk about the little place where you got to put some stones into it. That most people in the network will never do this. They'll never go tell someone that they'll never do the strategic partnership thing because they're not committed enough, right? You got to be seriously committed and know that you're going to build a business, right? Because you're going to put it out there. You're going to build a business. That makes sense. But when you function that way, people want to follow people of certainty. And again, you're treating them in the right way. You're approaching them in the right way. That carries some weight. That, look, I'm going to be in touch with a lot of people in this community, and I'm already built. My business is already growing. It's only going to grow more. I'm not going away. And so, whoever I work with gets the benefit of every referral in that arena, because our community believes in supporting each other. That's where you can bring your community in, right? We have people all over the country who are involved in helping each other. And so, who do I get my hair cut from in the market? I get my hair cut from someone who supports our community. Who do I do this through? Someone who supports our community, right? Same kind of thing. That's even a broader conversation, but there's the different, we already know our products are quite unique and significantly better than most products you will ever find in a fitness studio. But what Kevin's talking about is definitely right. And there are some gyms that are never going to look at our products because they're just the focus of that gym is not health and wellness, right? It's something different. And, you never know what the perks are, et cetera. But the strategic partner concept is not limited to gyms, right? I mean, Kevin and I have talked about exercise instructors, fitness instructors, yoga teachers, it's anyone who is doing anything entrepreneurially where they are serving customers or clients in any aspect of health and wellness. So if you think about that, suddenly that is a massive pool of people. It's a massive pool of people and a massive pool of types of vocations where you can say, I'm only looking for one. I'm looking for one exercise instructor. I'm looking for one, right? Or you don't even have to say I'm looking for. You can say, I'm going to partner with one. I'm going to partner with one. We can talk about it, or if you don't want to talk about it, it's totally cool. It's not a problem, right? But it's a win-win is what we're talking about. And that's the language that you use. You know, if after we get together and chat, it's not for you, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you've done the heavy lifting already with the gym. So let's pretend you hadn't done the heavy lifting already and you're sitting down to have a cup of coffee with this person who owns a gym and is just open to talking. What do you do then?
That is a good question. I probably the normal thing, like what I did with him, was telling him a little bit of my story,
mm-hmm.
and inviting them to, or him to, the Zooms and stuff. Just being transparent about what I do. I'm not trying to hide anything.
Did you use the strategic partnership conversation in the opening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a powerful thing to use in prospecting.
Okay.
All right. You can say, look, I know that you serve clients and so do I. Are you open to talking about strategic partnerships that benefit both people?
Okay.
Right? Where you may do more business by us working together in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And we can chat about it. If it's not for you, that's fine. I'm going to be working with one exercise instructor in the area. If you're not interested in talking about it, don't worry about it. You know, I mean, it's not a big deal because it's, you know, it's just a matter of which one I work with. But if you'd like to talk about it first, that would be fine. So that's a pretty strong way to put it, but it's still nice, right?
Yeah.
But once you've gotten the appointment, the key is how do you get into the conversation? Because you just don't want to sit down and go, so let me tell you how I can increase your revenue stream. Let me tell you my story, right? It has to be about them first. So you position this when you sit down with the mentality of, you know, obviously we're talking about a strategic partnership, and I'm sure you'd like to know how that all might work or what that means. But before we go there, we got to see if it even makes sense to talk about. Can you tell me a little bit about your ideal client, the way you work? That's where you go first. You get them. And actually, I would even start with saying, can you tell me a little bit about how you even got to be doing this and why you do it? I want to know who the person is.
Yeah.
Because remember, you don't have to, you're not just looking for anybody who will fog a mirror and go, okay, yes, could you please sign up? You're not looking for that. You're looking because it's a strategic partnership, and which means you're going to be investing energy in this situation, right? And so in this conversation, you want their story first, what they're in it for, what they're doing, who's their ideal client, right? And then you can ask questions. Now, do you have access to, you know, nutritional supplements to support your clients' outcomes? Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried that? Have you had any experience with that? Right. So you can't go wrong with questions.
Yeah. All
right. So you get these things revealed, and then you say, okay, so once you're at a place you go, all right, well, I'm going to share a little bit of my experience and how this might, you know, maybe a little bit about how it might work and what's in it for you, because it would be a win-win situation. And then if you like what you hear, we'll talk more. And if not, don't worry about it, right? Kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, but it's got to be the focus is on them first.
Yeah.
And you can even further, this is where you can also put in, you know, I'm looking for, or I'm going to be working with, but that's also got to be someone that I can trust, right? I can trust. That's why you got to find out. I need to know who you are to see if we can enter into some, and you're doing this nicely. You're not saying, I need to know who you are, right? It's not an interrogation. It's a comfortable conversation. But that's what you're aiming at. It's an interview. It's an interview at first from your perspective, but it won't feel that way when you ask them to tell you how they got into it, what led them to doing it, which is a great thing to ask somebody. It's just a great thing to ask them.
Yeah.
And then you can even ask them what, how big they want to grow their business and what they're trying to accomplish. And
yes.
Kevin, you got anything to add to that, my friend?
Yeah. For me, most of my strategic partnerships that I'm setting up or in the process of setting up have been distance based. And so that's a little bit limiting in terms of going there and talking to that person. But when it's local to you, there's a lot more opportunity. And I have some of those that are now situated that way. So my strategy for them is, because I give fitness seminars anyway, fitness and nutrition seminars, I can even offer to give a fitness and nutrition seminar and make that part of that conversation, which I've done, for like corporate seminars and stuff like that, and wellness programs and those types of things. But for, if you're not doing that, just have a specific seminar on, should you use supplements or not? And what are the benefits of using supplements? Set something up like that you could offer to present to them and their clients to give value. And they may be open to that. They may want to know more about it themselves, or a lot of their clients or students would want to know if you could get in front of some people and present, about the things that we know as far as the necessity of using quality nutritional supplements today. Even if that gym or business owner isn't interested themselves in doing something, some of those individual people may want to do something with you. And then you have direct clientele that way. So that's my next strategy for my strategic partnerships that are local. This coming year, I should be giving a number of seminars and getting in front of people. And that's going to make that, hopefully accelerate that whole process. And at one time I was at a lot of health fairs doing things with that. And I plan to go back to doing that and be able to present information and opportunities there for people, because you're at a company. And a lot of these companies have their own gyms, but they don't have any set, protocols they're not selling any supplements. They're not having anything that's structured. And if you can kind of get in front of those people and the people that are involved in fitness and have them come to you, know who you are, that's something that you can attend for free and be able to give information about who you are and what you do. So when you are local to people, there's a lot more opportunities. If you can either give them something of value, if they're not interested in directly doing something themselves, they often allow you to, get in front of their clients if you're going to say something that, people are interested in. And as they hear you, then that light bulb may come on and say, these people are interested in trying these or using these. It'd be better if they're buying it from me than from Christina, or getting it, it would be beneficial for me to work with her and do it that way. So that might help that thing work very well from a local standpoint.
That makes sense, Christina?
Yes, that's awesome.
Good insight, Kev. And Christina, in your case too, the fact that you went ahead and got some health coaching credentials, right? You can slap that on the table too, right? Because that's a whole nother thing. And for those of you who watch the recording and say, well, I'm not a health coach, or I'm not Kevin and I don't have fitness credentials. Well, neither do I, right? So you can say, I work with a number of health coaches. I work with some of the top people in the fitness field. I work with people in functional medicine. I work with, right? I have access to materials that I can present that are put together by top people in the field that can really help your client base. You see what I mean? So it wouldn't matter, right? It wouldn't matter if you were or you weren't, if you utilize the fact that you're connected to a community like that. But in your case, Christina, because you have the health coaching thing in your background, that's something you put right on the table as why it makes sense, right? To be a strategic partner with you.
Awesome.
So is this helpful?
Really, really helpful. Lots of good insights. Yes.
Yeah, do you have any other questions?
No.
Kev, any final words?
It's definitely worth the attempt, because the potential is amazing. And that's what I'm finding out as far as you just being able to reach more people faster. And I actually have a seminar that I do called How to Fix Your Diet, and it step-by-step walks people through that process. But anyone can deliver that seminar. So, and I have a script for it if anyone wants to access that, and you can say it's from me, and it gets you in front of people. And there's a section in there where you can talk about the value of nutritional supplements and have them be able to contact you for more and stuff like that. So you don't have to be an expert in something to be able to help other people, because everyone has an interest in it. So there's tools for that.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. Oh my gosh.
No problem. No problem.
Kevin, you're the man.
No, you're the man.
No. You clearly are the man. Just saying.
No, Christina's the man.
Christina's the man.
Standing up.
All right. So we're good?
Good.
All right, guys. We're out.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.